Welcome to another one, and this one is going to be very simple and very short. It's simply about, I guess, your creative process and actually doing stuff and making progress. Right, so for almost every single person, starting is always going to be the hardest thing. But starting isn't the only thing that you ever have to do. Like, starting is just the beginning of that immense and truly, I don't know, terrifying pressure. Starting is just the beginning of that. And if you're trying to actually make progress and reach these goals that you've set, or these milestones, or whatever it is that you're trying to do, if you're trying to actually get results on that stuff, you have to go through a lot of this creative thinking, because chances are you don't have everything you'd like to have in order to achieve these things. And so you have to start getting creative with it. You have to start thinking, okay, so I don't have it, but what could I do to make up for the fact that I don't have it, right? And usually that just means more work and two, more creative um, outlooks. For example, say you're running an e-com store, or you have a store, you have a flower shop, and you're trying to get more clients. And the best way to get more clients is to get more people looking at you. So like what you start doing is you start thinking, paid ads. Paid ads I can do, run them on Facebook for the area. And guess what? People are going to start seeing, people are going to start noticing, and people are going to start buying eventually, right? But the thing is, you have no money for that. You have no budget for that. So what do? Well, your only outlook is organic content. People don't realize this a lot of the time, but organic content, I'm twisting over my words now, but organic content is the easiest way to actually just, it's the, it's like, how do I explain it? It's just a step away from being creative, right? Because you're understanding that that is your next best way to do things, right? That's the next best way to actually put yourself out there. But now there's another step that not a lot of people pay attention to, which is that you need to be creative with the content that you're making, because you can make a terrible post that will get 0 views, and that's going to do you no good, right? But you could also make an amazing post that's going to get plenty of views, plenty of people watching your stuff, plenty of people seeing your flowers and seeing your roses and whatever, and coming into the store and buying some. And so you're sitting there and you're understanding that it could either go terribly well or it could go nowhere at all. And so that's where the creative thinking comes in. And just to cut short on everything I've said and to summarize, being creative is a skill. Being creative is a skill that you have to learn to utilize because you have it, right? Everyone has this creative ability, even though you think you don't, and you've probably been told otherwise. I don't know, okay, but you have the skill. Like everyone has the skill to be more creative. It's just a matter of changing what you're looking at and finding different perspectives, right? That's all. So like zooming out and finding new perspectives. But ultimately, my biggest take is that success is built on creative thinking. That's it, right? Because every single person who has tried has found a uh, obstacle in their path, right? That they've had to overcome. Every single person. There's not a single person you can name or think about who has never had to overcome an obstacle, right? Including you. And so, whenever you're sitting there thinking, how do I actually progress? Like, look at the one thing that's in your way and ask yourself a very, very generic and kind of dumb question, which is how do I beat that, right? For example, like you're trying to run an e-com store or a rose shop, and you're trying to get your content out there. And the best possible way that you know how to do that, right, to get your name out there, get the brand out there, is through ads. But you cannot do ads. So what's next? Organic content, right? Like just ask yourself the obvious question of what's stopping you, and then start looking for solutions around that thing. But yeah, it's a skill and it's a muscle in a way that you learn to utilize and you learn to use, because you get better at it the more you do it. And guess what? Like in business and in everything, in life as a whole, you're gonna be doing it countless times because life is built on problems. It's like, can't remember who, I've heard it, Ryan Holiday say it, but he says the obstacle is the way. I think he has a book on it too. But yeah, see you in the next one.